Hello, everybody. This is Racquel Palmisi, and it's Wisdom Wednesday. Thank you for being patient while I had a fiddle with the technology. I am having fun with the technology. It's really enjoyable, and it's really crazy sometimes to put all the pieces together. But I also am enjoying the learning. I'm enjoying the adventure of learning new things and embracing them. And so thank you. It's very, very, very good to see you here. So I'm going to take a couple of deep breaths. I hope that you'll breathe with me. And let's let go of the day. Let's let go of all the hiccups in the day, possibly that you've had or not, or let's let our breath enliven us and calm us at the same time. So opening to fill ourselves with joy and with openness to receive some important messaging today, some energy, connecting to all that we are and all that we are being offered and all that we know and all of the forces that are in spirit that know us and work with us and wait for us to awaken in different ways. So we are breathing deeply and we are opening and we are moving around a little, moving some energy, lifting the diaphragm, putting the shoulders back, opening the heart center, and just feel the expansiveness and the expansion. Lift your chin a little and open the throat. If you do, you'll start feeling how blocked up this gets energetically. Sometimes when you stretch this out, the first thing you want to do is cough because it feels a little. This is our expression center, front and back. If you feel stiffness around there, think about what might be stifled in there. And maybe let's make a little noise together. Feels so good. Clearing. Oh, hi, Oscar Gold. Betsy, hi, nice to see you. Marina, thank you. And Jody Ember. Wow, Rachel, you made it. Thank you, everybody, for being on. I'm going to take my glasses off so I might not see who else comes on, but I thank you very much. So yes, let's move. Let's move some energy. Let's feel into our bodies as we breathe. Breathe all the way down, all the way down. Take a deep breath. And then breathe it all the way down. Out, all the way to the end. You'll feel a squeeze in your abdominal muscles. It feels so good. Just shake it out. Shake out your hands. I have Instagram and I have Facebook, and my eyes are going back and forth between them. So I'm not really crazy. Well, not because of that. So, hello everybody. Welcome. What a beautiful privilege it is to connect with you and whoever sees this in the future. I'd like you to feel that you are entering into this energy field with me and with Spirit. We're here together. Start feeling the connectedness, the connectivity, the expansion of your energy field out from your body. As we always say, we don't end where our skin ends. That's just an illusion. We are energy bodies. What we see in this three-dimensional view of ourselves is we see a limited expression of ourselves, the full expression of ourselves is into a field of energy that is within us and is all around us. It's beautiful. Can be when we're in contraction, when we're that field just narrows and it's barely detectable. It just wraps in and we feel the contraction. Our body usually goes concave a little bit. Our heart caves in, and we feel the diaphragm caving in and bending in. So what we're doing now is we're turning it outward. We're turning it outward. The opposite of how we are on our computers usually. We're in life, tight brain babies, all doing things that we're always concave. So we pull it all the way back, hook our shoulder blades together in the back, feel the opening. You can never do too much of this, because in the process of taking the breath and expanding and opening, also what we're saying is we're greeting the universe. We're saying, hey, I'm here. I'm alive. Thank you for the gift of this life. I'm engaged in it. I'm engaged with you. Please help me release that which is old and needs to go, and help me open to receive that which is my next. That which might be too scary for me to look at right now, but that which is waiting, that gateway that I'm kind of trepidatiously not walking through. Thank you for coming into this field with me. Let us weave it together. Let us be together in it. It's beautiful. It's alive. It's pulsating. It's amazing. So I would ask, as you listen to what is going to be coming through, which I don't know, with me, that you breathe, that you involve yourself, that you engage yourself with what is being created here. You're part of it. Even if you come on later and you're listening or watching later, you're still part of the matrix of it, enlivening it. It's pulsing with you, and it is creating itself even though it's already been created. Your presence expands it even more into all that you are and all that represents you on high. This is a very sacred kind of place to be. I was going to say a sacred experiment, and that is what I actually mean. That we are experimenting here, that Spirit is experimenting with us to see what's possible as far as our co-creations in life. And what is possibly more important than that right now, in this time of radical change, of awakening. This is a time of awakening on many, many levels, and on many levels, you who are listening to this with me right now, and many, many others, have called it in, and you know it. But are we ready for it? So this work is about remaining engaged with what is, with this revolution, this evolution of spirit that is happening on the planet now. Requires us, because we have asked for it. So take a breath with that and know that this is happening because you have been requesting it, maybe for a very long time, and maybe complaining, and maybe feeling disappointed because it's not here yet. And here it is. It's happening. It's happening. So the thing that's coming in to talk about today is a subject that most people don't like to talk about, because we all have it to greater or lesser quantities, and we need to look at it. And that is called arrogance. And if you think you don't have any arrogance, if you think, my God, that's the opposite of me, I'm such a pushover. No, I'm not arrogant, I'm shy. I'm unopinionated. I can't even read the news. I'm too sensitive for that. When people say something to me, I just wilt, or the opposite of that. Oh no, I am not arrogant. I just know what's happening. Both of those things are arrogances. And simply put, what arrogance means is thinking that we know better. And if you are willing to take a look at this with me, it might be one of the most important things that you have ever looked at. Because arrogance is what has created most of the problems that are going on the planet right now. And have throughout our history. Thinking we know better. Thinking we have the answers for others. Thinking that if everybody just listened to us, because we're so well-meaning and we've done so much work and we know what should be happening. And we can torture ourselves thinking about it. It's so obvious to us that in the process of wishing that people would just understand how right we are, that we actually alienate the others. We go into judgment of others. We don't really, truly seek to understand or listen. And really dig deep into yourself right now, because these are words coming to you, and you may think you already know this. Maybe you do. But it's still there. You may know the concept of arrogance, but are you willing to look really deep inside yourself and see where it lives? Because we all have some of it. And it all really needs to go. There is something in a higher order that's called spiritual arrogance. And that's thinking that we know better than God. We think it's all wrong the way creation has played out. We go in judgment of it. We make it all wrong. It's just backwards, and we need to keep trying to fix it. Instead of going for the wisdom and the engagement of understanding creation itself to the point of being able to be part of the creative flow on the planet. So we don't have to like everything. It's not pleasant to watch an earthquake wipe out a lot of people. It's not pleasant to see what's going on right now in the world, politically, physically, with this virus. It's not pleasant to see people fighting over wearing or not wearing a mask and equating that with some kind of assault on their personal liberty. This is pure arrogance. It is an insistence on being right. And when arrogance is combined with anger, what does that become? It becomes self-righteousness. And self-righteousness is probably one of the most destructive forces in human living. In self-righteousness, it becomes a belief system. There are religions, many, that feel they are the true answer to spirituality, that they are the only answer to spirituality. There are white races that have felt for a long time in history that they're superior. Eugenics. A desire to weed out those that are less intelligent in their eyes. Arrogance, self-righteousness, to feel that I am more righteous than you are, means that I feel I am more worthy of living than you are. Self-righteousness. comes with a kind of this. And a put down to anybody that doesn't fit our vision of what people should be like, look like, act like. There's very, very little room for diverse opinions with an arrogant person. When arrogance rears its head, when self-righteousness is present, you're either with me or you're against me. Now you may think this is the farthest thing from your experience that could ever exist. Think again. If you go in right now with me, feel into the core beliefs of yourself. See where you kind of think, gosh, if everybody did things that I do, the world would be a lot better off. The way I live, the things I know or think I know. If everybody just was like me, we would be so much better off. That's arrogance in all its glory. Because no, it's not true at all. The truth is, if you really are willing to let go of that we're all on different paths in life. We're all on a mission to learn here. This is like a big school bus. My teacher used to call it that. Big old school bus. We travel through life gaining these experiences, so hopefully we learn something here. Hopefully we expand in consciousness here. Hopefully we actualize our gifts, not by claiming them because they're so great, but the opposite. By allowing our gifts to unfold, to actualize, to evolve in a field of clarity and not in a prison of ideas. And arrogance does build a prison for us. And that prison gets smaller and smaller and smaller until it becomes a jail cell that we can barely move in. We become a prisoner of our ideas and concepts. And then there's only one way to be. And you can see in some of the political movements that are around, have been around on our planet for a while and in our country, so sadly to say, that these are belief systems that have become so narrow that in order to fit into it, you have to be a certain kind of very narrowly described person. There's no room for the artists who think out of the box. There's no room for people that look different, walk different, dress different, think different. My God, there's no room for me. I don't care. My life is devoted to never building boxes for myself. And the way I don't do that is the opposite of arrogance. And you may find it interesting that I don't feel the opposite of arrogance is humility. True humility is not something we change into behaviorally, where arrogance is something behavioral that we can change, that we can release out of our bodies and out of our minds, out of our thinking, if we process enough. True humility is a state of being. So the opposite of arrogance is really very simple. It's not needing to know anything. I mean, I need to know how to walk across the street. I need to know how to use this technology. I need to keep learning things like that in the material world. But what I don't need to know is to analyze who you are. As soon as I do that, I am judging you according to my own history, my own standards. I'm comparing you to me. Even as I say, I don't do that, I can still do it, unconsciously almost. The opposite of arrogance is to open that field of unknowing, of really looking. And I think we expanded on that last week in the listening segment. Call it a segment. The opposite of arrogance is wonder. It's awe. It has a question mark instead of a period. Always an adventure rather than a chore. And that wonder, that question mark, is what allows the psyche to relax and the heart to open. Wow, what is this really all about? What is really happening? God, angels, can you help me look through the eyes of my heart? Can you help me reach a higher level of thought through my divine mind rather than my small analytical mind? Can you expand my vision? Will you give me the gift of real sight? I'm all yours, world, universe. Show me, if you will, if I am worthy. Wonder, awe, question mark. Arrogance is so boring. It keeps going to the same dead end. I know, and that's all there is to it. And you don't, and I'm right, and you're wrong. And it's like a constant war. It's a constant battle of wits and anger, resentment, not feeling seen, not feeling appreciated. It's all of that. Arrogance is the thing that defeats us in every direction. To learn anything in this world, we have to be open to learning. We can't think we know it already, or we'll never learn anything. And we won't look at learning as an adventure. We'll look at it as a chore. And we'll never really learn it. We may memorize things. We may be able to quote people and books and back up the arrogant thoughts and ideas. But will we ever really know? Will we ever really see the bigger picture that life is trying to show us? No, we can't. And I think the last thing I'll say about arrogance is something that you may easily recognize, is that arrogance is born out of fear. We stand on our ideas because we're afraid not to have them. We're afraid not to know. And we righteously support those notions and beliefs. Why? Because we're afraid of those that have different opinions. We're afraid. They are the other to us. I, as an elder, am an other often to those who are of younger generations and who stand firmly on their righteous belief that youth is everything. Even if they say, oh no, I respect you as an elder. They like turn around and, do the opposite. Feeling that I couldn't possibly understand what they might be talking about. Doesn't happen often in my world. But I have felt it. That arrogance of youth is something I have felt. And it hurts to not be seen. It hurts to be put in a box of someone's own identification because they themselves are scared of what I represent. I am the other to them. And then they get to know me. Hopefully that kind of fades away. So what do you think, folks? The way to heal a lot of the wounds that are in our world right now has to do with getting over the arrogance of our own thinking and what we think we know. That's what it's about. And are you willing to dig really deep and ferret out those places where arrogance is being held in you, where you think you know better, where you're not listening, where you're not in wonder and awe, where you get scared and hide behind your belief systems. I have even seen this play out in spiritual circles, where peace and love are sermonized, where circles of us feel gratitude and love, and then go out into the world and are faced with those that feel like other to us, and we'll go running back to our bubbles. The fear can so easily cause us to go into judgment just when we need to stop it, just when we need to not do it. Feel it in yourself. And maybe you want to make a practice of reaching out to someone, young, old, different race, different belief system, different lifestyle. Be in wonder of them, of what they say and who they are. Grounded the world. Come out of judgment of it. Ideas of who races of people are. Release your fear. Release it right now and every moment of your life. If it keeps you separate, if it keeps you arrogantly enfolded in your own concepts of right and wrong, open it up. Open your heart to yourself, your world. There is really, except for some everyday things, There is nothing to know and everything to learn. I love you. Thank you for spending time with me. Thank you for opening your hearts to these Wisdom Wednesdays. See you next week.